Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom Generation Select Deluxe Class Transmutate. And my goodness, what a horrifying creature. But to be honest, this thing, if you remember in the original show, was also very much a horrifying creature, even back in the day. Probably gave a lot of children nightmares. Now, I don't really remember what the storyline was all about with Transmutate. The only thing that I do remember is the fact that it looked like a horrifying creature, and also this is actually a retool, well, maybe like more of a repaint with a new head of Kingdom Paleotrex, I think is actually what you call him. I don't remember, but he was actually a new thing that Hasbro decided to do, and that was called fossilizers, because this type of figure is supposed to rip apart and become weapons for the rest of the squad. I don't really know how it works. I don't really care how that works. Hasbro can do what Hasbro wants to do, but that does not mean that I have to really care about what they are doing, right? But this thing looks kind of accurate, but not really. It's mainly the head sculpt is accurate to what the show originally looked like. So let's take a closer look at good old Transmutate. So starting off here, you got the head, which can move up and down, and if you can see in here, there's some detail in here as well for the mouth. This is a little bit loose on my copy. Also, just like with Cybertron and a bunch of other Beast Wars reviews that are coming out, first of all, happy 30th anniversary to Beast Wars, and second of all, these were all gifted to me by me mom and me sister during birthday and Christmases before I started the YouTube channel. But then here you got the chest right here. Look at this big chest right there, and then you got the arms here as well. To be honest, I do understand why they made this a fossilizer, because who really cares about this thing? You know, who wants a Transmutate figure? Come on, dude. It's just, I mean, I do, obviously, because the idiot appeared in the show, but still. It's nice that they actually were able to do this whole thing, because he turns into a prehistoric, like, skeleton of like a dinosaur or something like that. But you get the nice details here on the arms as well. I do like the coloration. Big fan of the way that colorations work. To be honest, the arms are a little bit long, but this thing was always a bit freaky. And then you got the giant dinosaur head right here on the back. But overall, it is a nice looking figure. I will say that as the only fossilizer that I own. I'm actually quite pleased with the way that this thing turned out, to be honest. It's a fun little figure. So then let's move you out of the way to look at your weapon. Well, technically the weapon that you come with, which is this thing right here. Don't ask me what this is supposed to be, okay? It's just the weapon. That's all we can do. And basically, you can hold the weapon. Oh, nope, not like that. Like so, in the gigantic hand that you have right there. And also, what you can technically do with this idiot is just rip this idiot completely apart. Like, nothing wants to stay together on this guy. Like, everything can be pulled apart. Look at all of this. Look at how all of this just rips apart. There you go. Oh my god. Transmutate is dead. But yeah, here you go. This is basically what you're supposed to do. And then you can also mix and match, combine these things into like a foot-hand thingy right there. That is also what you can do with this figure. I'm not really going to delve really deep into this. But like, you can do all of the stuff that you want. You can combine it in any sort of way. Obviously, you can just take a character like Optimus Primal here. Have him hold on to the hand in order to club people to death if he wants to. You can even just give him like a little bit of like a waist, I guess. Like the legs and higher, like a club like that. You can do a bunch of different stuff with this thing. And this is technically also how the transformation works. Oh my god, parts forming. Yeah, but it's supposed to be parts forming. So let's put you back together the way you are supposed to be. And here we got Transmutate back together as well. I don't know if everything is in the same spot, but I think most of it is in the same spot. Maybe the hands have rotated around, who's to say? But that is stuff that you can also do with Transmutate, but without ripping Transmutate apart. Let's talk about the articulation segment next then. So starting off, the head can do a full rotation and can also be pulled off. Oh my god, it's Jeff Dunham. You can be Jeff Dunham. Transmutate on a stick. But you can do a full rotation with the head. Also, the head can, the mouth can open and close if you want to do that as well. Nothing else, as you saw, no ball joint or anything, so just a big stick. Then afterwards, the arms can do a full rotation in and out as well. Elbow joint and also swivel right there. And then you get the hands that, the claw here that can open, because this will turn into the feet eventually of the Dino mode. Then after that, the waist can rotate as well, because, you know, ripping the whole thing apart and all that stuff. Then after that, the legs can go forward and back, in and out. You get a little swivel up here as well, a bend at the knee right up there, and then he has kind of, well, I think actually this was a woman, but anyway, she has ankle tilt, but it's way up there, so it's weird. But to be honest, that is really the only way to do an ankle tilt on this figure. Man, the whole annoyance really does come into play with this figure. Sometimes when you want to pose her, because of the fact that, you know, everything kind of clashes into everything else. But overall, it is still a nice looking little figure. So let's pull you into the back, because we got to get into that size comparison. And to be honest, I don't really have a lot. I don't have any other fossilized to compare it to. So I'm just going to get the squad that I have here on the desk. So here we got Transmutate with a bunch of other Maximals. Well, I don't know if Transmutate was really ever a Maximal, but honorary Maximal, let's just say that, okay? I think the only thing that she wanted was just to live, if I remember correctly, which I'm not. I haven't seen Beast Wars in about 10 years or 20 years. I don't even remember the last time when I saw Beast Wars. It's been such a long time, but they all do look very good together, so let's get them out of here. Pull her in closer, and let's get into that transformation by ripping her apart. So, time to get good old Transmutate into her, well, prehistoric dino mode, or fossilized dino mode, whatever you want to call it. So what you want to start off with, very simple, rip off the arms. Just rip off the arms. After that, what you can do is you can fold out the feet, because that's what these are going to become. Then what you want to do right here is you want to take the heel here and fold it down. Take the heel and fold it down. After that, I mean, I guess you could kind of, I don't really know which side is supposed to be on which, but I don't really know if it really all that matters, to be honest. So just attach the legs right here. If it wants to, get in, thank you. And then we'll pull these legs off as well, because we're gonna need you later on. You need to be in a different spot, because yes, parts forming is very much a part of this thing. But to be honest, these things are meant to be coming apart. Then take the waist, pull it off. Then take the arm, pull it off. Take the other arm, pull it off. I guess we can also remove the chest piece. I don't know if we need to specifically, but rotate the head around. And then afterwards, what you want to do with this is you want to take this piece here and basically fold it in so that it looks like that. And then you can take the lower jaw and untab it from in here until you get something along the lines of this right here. Then with these two pieces, also you can like extend this, but what you want to do here is you want to basically take it and basically combine it together like so. And then after that, what you want to do, you wanted to rotate this up. I forgot about that one, but anyway, let's look at the pieces here. What we got, here we go. This is the piece, because what you want to do next, you want to attach this here as well, like so. Then afterwards, what you want to do is you want to take this piece here, and with this there are two holes right there that the two pieces, actually I think you're supposed to rotate this around like so, but these two tabs right here are gonna tab into. What you want to do, you want to take this whole thing here and just attach it one side, attach it the other side, and just attach it like that, and there you go. After that, what you can do with the back legs here is very simple. What you can do is you can then rotate this here and attach it here to the back. Rotate this piece like so and attach this here to the back as well. And my goodness, we got a dino right here. And then after that, to finish it off, what you can do is, as you can see, there are two tabs right here on the chest right there that are going to slot on either side of this thing here. So just take this piece here and just line it up. And then here we have good old Transmutate in her skeleton dino mode. So then here we have Transmutate in her like fossilized dino mode. And to be honest, it looks actually pretty cool. And while yes, maybe some people are going to complain about the parts forming, I don't know. I'd always just see complaints about parts forming. This time it actually makes sense as to why she parts form. But yeah, I mean, look, okay, these are the feet, these are the hands. How are you gonna get that in that position without parts forming? Come on, man. Also, it looks like there's a little peg here on the side for that whole fossilizer stuff that you can do in order to fossilize it and all that stuff. But I'm not really gonna focus on that part of the whole review because of the fact that it's all about this figure right here, and overall she looks pretty good. So let's get in closer here. We get the fossilized head right here with the golden teeth, or I don't know, you just need to brush your teeth, dude. Your teeth are yellowing. You need to stop smoking, it's bad for your teeth. But there you go, you got basically a row of teeth right there. I love the way that whole thing looks. I also like the fact that it's just very gappy, feels very museum-y. It's like they went to the museum. The only real issue that I have is the fact that the head doesn't really lock in. So basically when you rotate this down, it's like, oh hello, how are you doing today, you know, that kind of stuff. It doesn't really move with. Sadly enough, you can't really get the head lower than that. And then here you got the rib cage right there with the tiny little dino arms. Very nice. And also this thing right here, this creepy mask that is supposed to go there. I don't really know why, but hey, you know what? It's there and it's there. It's a secondary face if you want to. It's like a bionicle mask on the chest, for crying out loud. But I like the rib cage here. Then you got the spines going all the way into the back. I still don't really know how this tail's supposed to go. So you can go either this way or this way. To be honest, I don't know. I am not a museum person or anyone. Isn't it like a paleontologist or something like that works on this stuff? I don't know. That's a word that I learned from friends, which kind of wish I had some of those. But anyway, I don't know if it's supposed to be up and down. I'm not a smart person like that. But you got the nice tail here. I like how the weapon once again becomes the tail. Just like every other beast former, the weapon most of the time becomes the tail. It's just a thing that they do. Also, I don't really understand the blade that's down here, but I'm not really going to complain. Then you got the big long legs, which are actually legs and arms made together, which I actually find pretty clever that they were able to do it like that. You know, they were able to just take the legs and then put the arms under it in order to fully extend that whole thing. Kind of wish he had some standing powers though, because sometimes this idiot does like to fall over. But overall, it's a very nice thing. I also like this whole like yellow piece right here for the skull of the Dino mode. Very nice overall. Don't know why you would scan this as an alt mode like ever in your life, but hey, you can't win always. However, now I'm a bit of a loss, because the next thing I was gonna look at was going to be the weapon storage, but we already got the weapon in here. So then let's go straight then into the articulation segment. So as I've shown already, the top of the Dino, I guess, can go up and down, so you can chomp, action, that stuff going on. You can't really move much here, because if you move it down, the head just pops out, so it just doesn't really work. So sadly enough, you don't really get, also the lower jaw can move too, but like you don't really get much articulation there. Kind of wish that there was more over there. Also no real like rotation from side to side, sadly enough, because of the way that this whole thing works. The tiny arms can go technically all the way around, and also some in and out action as well. Then the back legs, they have all of the articulation. Basically they can go full rotation out because of the way that you know they work in and out. You have a swivel at the at the knee joint, and also a knee joint technically, and you can use the heel in order to get a kneewards bend even further, so you can actually get the double jointed knee bend right there. And then the feet, they can go forward and back, and they don't have an ankle tilt, sadly enough. And then the tail can spin and rotate if you want to. So she has some articulation, just not all of the articulation, sadly enough. But overall, it is a very, very nice looking, oh god, figure. Always make sure that these things can actually bend backwards like that, okay? Just otherwise, things are gonna be a little bit difficult. Speaking of difficult, getting her to stand can sometimes be a little bit of an annoyance too, because she's just so top heavy. She's very top heavy, sadly enough, and then you just need to figure out how to get her to stand, to be honest. Come on, please, just stand, woman. Stand! Don't use the... Alright, so my copy, I guess the knee joints are a little bit skewered. But anyway, let's move backwards for size comparison, shall we? So, starting off here, we got Kit from Knight Rider. I don't know, first thing that I thought of to pick up, but there they are together. Looking very nice, and if I put her in any other position, she's gonna fall over. So let's get Kit out of here. And then here we have her next to some Maximals, and look at that Dinobot, it's your skeleton walking about. But yeah, she looks good with the rest of them as well. And like I said, I am a big fan of the fact that they were able to turn her into like a fossil so that she can still transform, because you can correct me in the comment section down below if I'm wrong about this, but I don't actually think that she ever really, you know, transformed in the show. I don't really think she ever really transformed. I think she was just basically just a robot in that sense. I think she was a human mind that was put in like a transformer body or something weird like that. I have no idea. But let's get them out of here. Pull her in closer and let's get into that reverse transformation back into robot mode. It's time to pull her apart again. So let's get her back into her robot mode. So what you want to start off with is basically take this chest piece, pull it off. Take the legs here. Yeah, pull them off. Just pull it off. take the weapon here at the back, also take the tail, pull it off, but take the weapon here at the back, pull it off, put it off to the side. Then afterwards, what you can do here with the front here is just untap these legs in here, untap them as well. Then afterwards, you can also take this and untap this whole thing like so, and now we can start on working on this whole thing. So what you want to start off with this piece here is with this whole thing. You want to rotate it like this, then rotate the lower jaw, and as you can see, there's a tab slot connection right there. You want to tap this whole thing together, fold the front jaw or the top jaw over it, rotate the head around, and there you go, the chest is done. Afterwards, what you can do is you can basically just rotate it so that this back is at the top, also rotate the arms down, and then plug this in here at the bottom because of the fact these are going to be the thighs and all that stuff. And you can technically rotate this around if you want to. I don't really know which side is supposed to be the front, but I think this is supposed to be the front because of, you know, the whole gappy gap stuff going on. After that, what you want to do with the feet here is undo the arms, I guess, from it, and fold out the heel, and then plug them in here down at the bottom. Do the same thing on the other side. Unplug it, fold out the heel, and then plug it in right here at the bottom, and there you go. She got a pair of legs, now she can stand. Yay. She's still screaming because she ain't got no arms. It's scary times indeed. So what you want to do with this is basically you want to take this piece here, this blue piece here, you want to rotate in, and then you want to put it on this side right here in order to give her an arm. She does not have hands yet, but don't worry about it. With this side, you want to basically pull down on this peg here and plug it on this side. After that, you can also, I guess, rotate this around. I don't know if you really have to do that. It doesn't really matter. But then what you want to do with these things, you want to fold down the toe in order to create the arm, and then plug one of them in here. Actually, you know what? We'll plug it in this side because of the fact that here you got a bunch of gappies and here you don't. So we'll plug it in on that side. Same thing for the other one. You want to pull this down, rotate this around, and plug it in right here. You can even rotate it so that you get the elbow joint as well, which is always very nice to do. And then finally, right here, you got the chest piece with a giant peg here in the back. Then we'll just go into that slot right there. So just plug that in for the chest piece. And here we have good old Transmutate back into a robotic mute right there. So then final thoughts on Transmutate. What do I think about her? I actually do like her. I do. However, I'm gonna continue talking about this like it's the original figure because of the fact that this is an exclusive figure. So in a sense, the recommendation would be very difficult to make because of, well, you know, it's an exclusive. They're gonna go up in prices very high. I'm surprised I actually got this for my birthday / Christmas because I don't remember which one it was, but I don't remember. The thing is that I do like this figure. I like the fact of pulling this figure apart in order to be able to make weapons for the rest of the lads as well, but also for her to have her own character in that sense. And I think it was absolutely brilliant of Hasbro to make this Transmutate. While I hate the fact that they made this an exclusive, which is really the only downside, outside of that, I think everything here overall looks pretty good. She's very accurate in a way to the show, and with that I mean the head sculpt, because the rest of the body at all isn't accurate, but what are you gonna do about it, right? This is probably the best course of action in order to give us a character of Transmutate instead of giving us giving us nothing, because it was either this or it was nothing. And even then, maybe they were gonna give us like a tiny figurine with like a leader class figure or something like that. That is probably the best for Transmutate to hope for. So I am really happy that they did this. However, do I recommend this figure? Absolutely not, because this figure probably is very overpriced in the aftermarket. However, the original figure, who I do not remember the name of because I don't own the guy, I would recommend, if you find a fossilizer for like deluxe class price point, I would say yeah, pick it up. Technically, if you find her for deluxe class price point, I would also say pick her up. These are fun figures. However, the real problem is they need the other figures, these fossilizers, in order to be able to fully work. So if you don't have any other figure, it might be a little bit difficult of a pill to swallow. But overall, for deluxe class price point, I would say yeah, sure, why not? But that has been my review of Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom Generation Select Deluxe Class Transmutate. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that bell, and comment your thoughts on this figure. And please check out my Let's Play channel, linked in the description and at the end of the video. I upload 3 videos every day of different games, but mainly Pokemon. And I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye!